So, let's try that again. Let's try this again. Okay, so, drawing practice. Now, one of the reasons why I'm doing drawing practice is because, as you can see, I feel like my anatomy needs work. And so, creating the Struggle Through Art series helps me struggle through my line work and hopefully eventually get a lot better at it. I do not think I'm nearly good enough that I can make very quick tutorial videos. So a lot of these videos are going to be quite long, about 2 hours in length. But what I'm going to do is I will be making some sped up versions of these videos as well. So that way, if you don't have 2 hours to sit around and watch me struggle through my art, you can still watch the sped up versions, which will be about 30 minutes in length, and which, god damn, okay, yeah, which will be about 30 minutes in length, and also they will be sped up, so you'll get to hear a nice shiny chipmunk voice. All right, so now that we're looking at this, where do I think this needs work? Actually, I kind of I like this. I think it's pretty good. However, let's not. Okay, so pressure, velocity, size. So yeah, that's what I want. And we want the size to be at about 15. That's fine. Okay, so now I need to make things a little bit more aligned correctly. This boob, I feel like, is, for whatever reason, I feel like it needs to be almost like over here. Something like that. And then since we're making, because it was like pushing too far out, and I was like, well, that doesn't look quite right. This, however, I think looks a little bit better from an anatomy standpoint. So now her arm looks pretty buff, which ironically I had the arm even buffer before, and I made it a lot thinner because I was concerned about other issues going on. See, the only thing though is that her chest is kind of leaning forward. So, and if your chest is leaning forward, like, would the elbow be? I feel like this arm doesn't. It's too big. Something's wrong with it. It doesn't feel right. Story of my life as far as art is concerned. Though hopefully one day I will in fact be able to. Okay, so you know what? This makes sense. Okay, I see. Because this line right here is actually kind of like the side. I'm not sure what they're called. What the muscle's called. I think it's like lateral or just lats. Well, lats would be the medical slang term, but I'm thinking that the breast tissue should not be connecting to the lateral muscles on the side of her chest. It actually should be a little bit inward. Normally, it would look like the breast tissue connects there because of how arms usually work and armpits and stuff, but because of how she's holding her arm up like this, the breast tissue connects into the armpit, but the armpit in this case is further in from the outline, whereas normally the outline and the fold of the armpit would more or less be about the same. Okay. Yeah. And now all of a sudden her boobs look better. Now, if I zoom out, okay, now it looks like she's really leaning forward. However, we have a huge problem. These shoulders are way freaking off. And these arms, I mean, it's pretty bad looking at it. Because now, if we look at this, so this is where her, roughly speaking, her, what's the word? I'm not sure what this is called. It's the bony thing at the bottom, the bottom of the neck. Let me Google that right quick. Oh, clavicle. There we go. I had a brain fart. Okay. So the clavicle is going to be roughly about there. Honest, it is not a good idea that I'm doing this all in a single layer, but oh well, whatever. Which means, so if that's where the clavicle is, roughly speaking, then her shoulders should also be about there, roughly speaking. So I kind of want to. So let's see here. Let's move this down. It really is quite amazing just how much you have to fix in the course of making art. But I think the reason for that is simply because when you don't have a perfect understanding of anatomy, you build on top of mistakes that you don't realize you've made until a bit later. And when that happens, and then of course, once you've built upon those mistakes, eventually you discover them and you have to fix those mistakes. But of course, once you do, it's like, oh, well, you can't really fix those mistakes without also having to fix everything that you did when you built on top of those mistakes. And so you end up with just a cascading mess of fixing mistakes. I had this made abundantly clear to me because when I spend a lot of time on one particular piece of artwork, usually it turns out pretty good. Although unfortunately the anatomy still well, I'm trying to work on anatomy. I feel like a lot of my work would be like the quality of it. I currently think that I'm at a stage where I feel like the quality of my work would be just magnified like 1,000-fold if only I could get my line work better. And that's the thing. I currently feel like my line work and I feel like my anatomy is holding me back, but in general, I think that working on line work is probably the biggest thing holding me back from getting to the next level, artistically speaking. So, that's what I'm working on. Now, this is great. That looks pretty good. Although, I'm not sure. Well, okay, so let's fix this head. This head, for whatever reason, appears to be off to the side. And why is that? Son of a bitch. Sorry. Don't mind the cursing. I sincerely apologize for that. Okay. Let's just get this out like this. Control Shift L. So we need to move this over so that it's, actually we need to kind of lower her head a bit. Almost like right there, yeah, like really lower it. Because she's really leaning forward. And then, of course, we can get rid of this right here. And, of course, this needs to be gotten rid of. We can't be having a transparent sword now. So if you notice that my commentary seems to lag a little bit, or seems to trail off in the as the stream progresses, please do not be troubled. It tends to happen with art streams, with art, yeah, with art streams. You know, as the artist gets into it, they sort of get absorbed into the art and they forget to talk as much, and so I'm trying to be as entertaining as I can, but really, realistically speaking, if you're watching the whole 2 hours of this, you know, maybe you're just looking to vibe or something while I do art. Okay, I like this. This looks pretty good. Yeah, I think we've got that looks better. So now she's leaning. Okay. This arm, okay, does not make sense. Because if she's leaning okay, so if she is leaning forward like this, I feel like because the arm is attached to the shoulder and the shoulder's like right here, if the chest is leaning forward, you're also going to get some rotation back of the elbow, which means this elbow, to put it quite simply, is too long. It's too long. It's too long. So let's just, so maybe something like this? I'm not entirely sure. Let's see here. I'm trying desperately not to be in a position where I have to move the hand, but it looks like I might need to. Okay, so, well, actually, maybe not. Let me see. Could this work? Well, it still seems kind of off, but at the same time, I think it's an improvement. I think the forearm appears a bit too wiggly. We need to give it some bony mass or some bony rigidity. Here we go. There we okay. That looks better. That looks a lot better. But no, that kind of destroys the actually, you know what? I like that. Yeah, okay. I think that works. I have a tendency to make my wrists way too thin, but maybe some thicker wrists are just what the doctor ordered. I feel like, I don't know, something's bugging me about this, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Maybe this wrist is correct, but I feel like the forearm doesn't look prominent enough. No, it's this wrist. Something's wrong. Yeah, the wrist is not. Okay. Thicker wrists was not the answer, folks. So, there we go. It's definitive. It's official. Thicker wrists were not the answer. Honestly, this looks. This does not. You know what? I know what's going on. I need to rotate this. No, hands are the most difficult thing. And whenever you have to fix hands, ugh. Well, okay. So Shift R, we're going to rotate this. Damn it, that's what it was. Okay, and then we're going to, there we go. Just like that. We're going to put that down. Like a doik. Yep, just like this. And, there we go. Just like that. Okay. And whatnot. There we go. Okay. And there we go. Okay, that looks better. That looks quite a bit better. Should I make this? I think what I want to do here is let me make this stand out just kind of like that. Yeah, something like that. Okay, perfect. So, no, this doesn't make sense because the knob should not be seen here because the arm is not rotated completely to the side. So it should be more like that. There we go. You wouldn't see the knob on the elbow because the knob on the elbow is actually like a bit further back behind the visible part of the elbow. So we don't show it. Okay, this arm is pretty good. The one thing I think that maybe needs to be done over here is maybe the laterals should not be as prominent. So if I just make them a little bit less prominent, like say this over here. So maybe something like, you know, just kind of scooch it in a bit closer. Maybe make it, you know, just a little bit more prominent, less prominent. Yeah, okay. That I think works. Okay, so we got that. Legs are fairly good. So actually, fun fact, I saw this elsewhere in a manga sort of tutorial, but apparently there's two sets of lines that merge together with the crotch area. So there's these lines over here, which should kind of diverge to the hip dip area. Although in this case, girl is thick, so she doesn't. There's not much of a dip. But if there was a dip, this is kind of where it would be. But then the fleshy part of the well, I'm not going to mention it. Actually, kind of, you want to make it a bit more. You know, the crotch doesn't sit directly on top of. You know, you kind of have something like this, where it's a bit, yeah, yeah, look at that. Isn't that where it kind of, and the reason for that is because this part of the anatomy is actually kind of, well, it's fleshy, you know, it's not just, you know, this flat thing sitting directly onto the bone. It's, and yeah, sure, why not? I'll add a bit of that. Maybe that's actually, you know what? That's dumb. Like, okay, if I was gonna be drawing her completely naked, obviously it's not dumb. But really, this stuff is just a placeholder for the clothing on top. So we have this. I feel like these kneecaps are just kind of haphazardly tossed in. Unfortunately, I really do not know exactly how to do this, but so that's I have. Okay, I'm gonna need to work on that. That's I do not. I need to look into that. See how I should do kneecaps, but for the time being, let me just put something like that, I suppose. Or something. I don't know. It seems. So we have this. Actually, you know what? I think that having this like this is correct, but something about the other side of the kneecap makes it look not correct. Or maybe it's because. Well, let me see. Because it's like a cap, on the knee, which means it's not. So we want like the line over here for the actual leg, but then we also have this because the actual kneecap. Wow, I have very little idea what I'm doing, but maybe if I have additional lines that are not typical of what you see, the viewer will think I knew what I was doing. Yeah, that's not likely. But it's fine. Okay. Okay, so this foot is good. This foot, not so much. Um, though the issue actually is just that we need to make the foot look like it's actually on a a ground of some sort. So, and that's honestly that's done easily enough. We just shave off this part of the line and maybe erase this so that we can do it a bit better. Yeah, you just kind of fudge it. I feel like if you draw something that looks well, okay, if you draw something that looks like hooves, it looks like hooves. But if you're gonna have the girl be wearing heels, which in the case of Sarah Vilatskova, one of my OCs, then drawing the feet as like hooves first helps with the overall shape later. But having said that, we have a problem. I have just realized that while Sarah Vilatskova wears heels, like almost constantly, she's almost never seen without heels. I'm not drawing Sarah Vilatskova. Now, am I? No, I'm not. I'm actually drawing another original character of mine, Rose Nundai. And Rose Nundai actually tends to more often wear flats or boots. And which, I mean, but so that's a bit embarrassing, I will admit. Let's see. But whatever, it's my art. I'll just say this is one of the rare times when Rose does wear heels. So there we go. Or better yet, I'll give her heelish boots. Yeah, heelish boots sounds Let me get rid of the horsey look over here. So one thing I'm noticing is that I really need to pay attention to the rotation along the local y-axis. And if you have any experience with Blender, you will know what I mean. And I'm sorry for using Blender terminology if you don't have any experience with Blender, but alas, it's really difficult to describe it visually. I mean, it's the axis, the rotation, you know, along this axis, basically, which is local to the leg, basically. But yeah, so I think that when drawing characters, it seems like I am really gonna have to pay attention to the local y-axis along the length of the leg. Yeah. Okay. Maybe it's an optical illusion that this foot doesn't look so good, or that the leg looks gooshed. Maybe I just need to move the foot over a little bit and that'll fix it. Control H. Well, as I was saying, I'm starting to really realize the importance to paying attention to the rotation of the leg on the local y-axis, because that is going to affect the asymmetry of the visual sides of the leg. And you really want to be careful with that. Let me see here. Do I want to, I think, oh boy. Something tells me this is going to get a lot uglier before, it's going to get worse before it gets better, but hang in there, folks. We will figure something out. Let me see. Is my face visible on camera? Yeah, it's visible enough. Okay. Fair enough. How do I look? Oh god, I look hideous. Oh no. Who could have seen that coming? What's this? Let's see here. Okay, so we've got this aspect of the leg. I really think... Here we go. We want it... There we go. That's... Now the leg doesn't look like it's all scraggly, like a piece of yarn. Okay, so that's good. Well, it's better. However, we still have... So as far as this goes, we just want to make sure that it doesn't look too horsey. And she looks too horsey. Okay. It's my fault. That's my fault. We just got to raise these calves a little bit. Yes, raise them up into nice, meaty calves. I said nice, meaty calves. Thank you very much. So if you could become a meaty any time now, that would be wunderbar. Well, let's just see. Did I make them too meaty? Oh no, there's too much meat. Okay, that's terrible. You know what? I'm going to ignore the left calf and just draw over here what I think would look reasonable. Let's see. Hmm. Herm. Maybe the foot's too far again, but this time in the opposite direction. Let me see here. So if I make this and I move this over here, so if I move this over here like this, and then I move the foot to attach to this side of the calf like that, and then I rotate it, Shift R. Let's rotate this puppy a bit. Oh, interesting. Enter. Huh. I don't know. Maybe? I think it looks better. I think it looks considerably better. Okay, so her leg looks like it's twisted to this goose, like someone goosed it in this direction. Okay. It's alright, I know how to fix it. Damn. It's only you have to make every mistake in the book before you can make an artwork with little to no mistakes. It's so frustrating. And yet once you realize exactly what's the issue, then you can fix it. Oh man, I hope, you know what? I really freaking hope that this series gives hope to aspiring artists, because I feel like there's so much art streams and stuff on YouTube and elsewhere where the artist is basically just the fuck, where the artist just, whips something out super quickly and it makes you feel terrible about yourself, you know? Makes you feel like absolute shit as an artist. I feel like I may have accidentally chopped off too much of the foot or something. But yeah, what I'm saying is I really, really hope that this gives inspiration and courage to other artists who may be worried about their own abilities. Because let me tell you, a professional, top quality Da Vincian artist capable of whipping shit out in 5 minutes and having it look like the Mona Lisa, I am definitely not an artist of that caliber at this point. Not really. Not by a long shot. Not even close by a long shot. You know what? I'm noticing my head is kind of leaning forward. And I wonder if that's... Oh. Okay. No, it's fine. My head is leaning forward. I was worried that on the webcam that would make me look weird, but no more weirder than I usually look, I suppose. So there's that. Also, I apologize that I do not currently look like a super clean, squeaky clean Gen Z kid or whatever, but, it's alright. I'll wash my face later. Oh my god. Okay. let's move on from that. Well, you know, the hooves analogy is. I am somewhat surprised at how apt that is, because that is definitely not uh, what I was going by when when I was doing this yesterday. But you know what? If you're gonna draw feet in high heels, don't think of it as drawing feet in a high heel shape. Just think of it as like you're drawing hooves. I mean, the shoe is probably going to cover the toes and various aspects of the foot, anyways, such that by the time you get to the point where you are drawing the high heels, it probably will look significantly like a hoof, anyways. So, yeah, there we go. If after everything else you learn nothing else from this stream, just know that from the front you can draw feet in high heels. You can use a hoof shape as quite a nice jumping off point. Yeah, so, okay, and now of course I need to make it look like she's actually standing on the same damned surface. So we need to flatten this out a bit, just like that. But don't take the analogy too far. Keep in mind that, toes and stuff are important. And who knows, maybe once you get good enough, you won't have to use the hoof analogy. Maybe there'll be a better one somewhere down the road. I can only hope. Okay, so uh hmm 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 okay, I think that okay. Wow, that was a lot of work just for. So this is better. I think that this ankle bone is too high. So let me just make it a bit less. There we go. Bit less prominent. And then what I want to do here is. There we go. Trying to get the shape correct, because I'm definitely not going to be going back and correcting the line art once I get to the coloring phase. Now, hold on there, folks. Don't get your hopes up. Yes, I do plan on coloring this. However, oh God, what the hell? Why does that suddenly look not correct at all? It's this line right here, this little fucker. Ah! Whatever. Okay, whatever. Oh God, that looks terrible. What's going on? Here, let me see here. Maybe I just need to do this. Wow. What the hell? That's because this is toe, this is ball. Oh. So maybe I need to make this even more curved in like this. And just like that, I have lost my train of thought. I apologize. Okay. Okay, whatever. Ay, 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 this is a lot of work. Well, hopefully it'll pay off. Okay. So I really like. Yes, I really like this. Okay. Now I don't have to worry about keeping things too clean because once I get all the line work done using this brush, I actually am in fact going to go back and do things using a different brush. I'm going to be re-inking this. I don't know what the... Oh, I know what this is. I was about to say I don't know what the hell this is, but I know what this is. This is the sort of rough clavicle I made to help me adjust the shoulders. And there we go. Now, this, I can tell you right now, this sword is going to need some changes, but I will keep it on the same layer for now. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe I should. You know what? Okay, let me move the sword over to a new layer. Just because it's technically it's not part of the body, and there are other things. We do want to keep an eye to cleanliness, etc. So let me just, there we go. Well, this is turning out quite nice. One last thing that I want to do on the body is I want to add a guideline over here for the face. Kind of like this. And I'm gonna try and keep it inside the true center, not the visual center. You need to think of the head as a kind of three-dimensional object to really get where it's ay ay ay. Drawing these cross lines is always a difficult experience. But well, I feel like that's gonna have to be adjusted. Let me move this down a little bit. Just a tad. Just a wee bit. Okay. Okay, that's gonna have to do for now. Ooh, am I making this? Oh shit, that's not good. Damn it! Why are crossbars so hard to make? I just want to make a damn crossbar. Alright, that's better. I will probably improve on it later. For now, though, it's... Let's try... Okay, let's see. Someone's on my phone. Okay. So this is this. Alright, so that's going to be... Okay. I like where this is going. It is 10:56. How long have I been streaming? It's been 43 minutes. Okay, I need to answer this. I need to look at this. Sorry for checking my phone, but it's somewhat important. Don't worry, I will not read out loud as I'm typing. Let's see. Hurry up! I'm on a stream. My phone. Terribly sorry, folks. One moment. We're currently experiencing technical difficulties, but technical difficulties unrelated to the stream. Then okay, let's see. Let's go back to this. All right, let's get this sword. This sword is going to look a hell of a lot better once I clean it up and do additional stuff. So here's the sword. Ah! Damn it. Oops. Shift, I need to add. Really? Really? I swear to God. Okay. Control Shift L. And then we want to layer to new layer. Uh-huh. Now, one thing I don't like about this is that in moving the sword to a new layer, I'm kind of making it on myself that I seems like I need to also draw on the old layer the rest of the parts of the body that the sword is obscuring. Well, or at least that would or at least that would be the case, but well, I'm not actually going to do that, so it doesn't matter now, does it? Okay, so let me just merge layers. Merge visible layers, expand it as necessary. There we go. So now we have the sword is right here. Okay. Sword basic. It's a basic sword. And then here we have body anatomy. So now, if I need to, I can go back and fix the body anatomy as necessary. But in the meantime, closing layer. Okay. I really should get into the habit of sort of preparing different sorts of outfits for my OCs. You know, I mean, they all have their uniforms and stuff, however, and I think that for the time being, I probably should just focus on that. And it's 11 o'clock. So what are we at? 48 minutes, 50 minutes of stream? Okay. This is a pretty good time to stop. Okay. So, this is first part of the stream. I'm going to be doing another 40-ish, 50-ish minute part of the stream, and I'll be clunking them together, and that's what I'll be uploading to YouTube. Gotta take freaking breaks, you know, etc. But yeah, I will. Okay, so it's break time. Let me just pause this. And hello, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Shall we resume? Oh, crap. Okay. Let me just, one moment. Darn. Sorry, with these winter allergies, who knows what sort of stuff comes through the throat, especially when you have to clear weird phlegm and stuff. Okay. So, we've got a clothing layer. So the question is, how do I want to do this clothing? Or rather, more pertinently, do I want to go with Rose's standard outfit, or do I want to adjust? I kind of want to give her a new outfit, believe it or not. But the thing is, that's tricky because, let's see, 10. Let me see here. So that's 10, which is too much. So if I drop down to like 6, ooh, that's thin, but that's fine. Thin is what we want as far as angles are concerned. This sword basic is really annoying me. But let me see. Nope. Ugh. Okay, this sword basic is really pissing me off, but so well, let me see. Tell you what, let me just go with what strikes my fancy. Okay. So I have recently fallen in love with this style of cut. So I kind of just want to... It's kind of weird though. I am definitely not sure I like this. So what, is she wearing like a bodysuit of some sort? Because if you're gonna have stuff like this, yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay, let's try this again. Let me see here. Well, okay, I know one thing I definitely can do. Ay, ay, ay. For some reason, my nose has suddenly decided to become stopped up. So one thing that Rose usually does a lot of is here. Let's see here. So Rose likes to bare her shoulders. She has bared shoulders quite a lot of the time. So now, of course, the shield is going to affect certain amounts of it, but it's fine. It really is. So okay, so we have that, which is quite nice, which is very quite nice. Now then, because we have this, so let's see here. How do I want this? Do I just want to go straight down with like a low cut blouse? You know what? I feel like, yeah, just doing straight up low cut blouse. That's fine. Nothing too crazy. She just has a nice low cut blouse. Now, of course, the thing about Rose is that Rose does like to dress sexy, but she's more of an elegant kind of sexy. You know, she doesn't really like Sarah's clothing is usually really just provocative and as you know, high usually Sarah's clothing is usually, you know, about as bold as she can make it. Rose's clothing has a bit more of the is just a bit more understated. Like, see, she'll have like a really low cut dress or blouse, but then to kind of offset that, she'll have like an under wrap of sorts, which will kind of, soften the cleavage a bit. She's not gonna go like super all out or nothing. Kind of like an under, yeah, like that. Now, one thing is, okay, so these boobs. Sorry, boobies. Time to go. Is that right? I don't know. We want it like this. Except that might that's making the shirt too low. So let's just erase this real quick. I'm just like, okay, so we have this, which is going like this. But then, right, or something like, that does not look good. It's too much. It's too much. Let's see. For now, let me just go here. Okay, well, I don't. Well, it is what it is, I suppose. It works. Although I think that with this many folds. So, okay. So here's the thing. This sort of like wrinkles here in the fabric is something that you would see in shirts. However, they're so thin that it kind of gives the impression of her blouse being made of really, really thin, delicate material, which honestly is probably not that bad of a thing. Okay, so now we have this. I'm going to. Do I want some stretchiness? Some wrinkles here. At this point, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure, and I don't know, but it is what it is. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, Rose has got a tight shirt. Deal with it. Now, one of the things that I'm going to add to this Rose that I actually really don't add. I usually don't add this to Rose, or I have not added this to Rose in a lot of artwork of her. But this time I'm going to try and add it. And what I'm going to try and add is her gun belt, actually. Do not be confused by her sword, although she does have a very nice sword. But one of the things that Rose definitely also wears is a gun belt. Although you wouldn't necessarily know it, since the only time I've ever actually drawn her with her gun belt is, well, ugh, fucking YouTube. Fuck off, ad. Okay. It's a good thing you guys can't hear the desktop audio. Okay. I do not like how this looks at all. I really don't. This is terrible. But I don't know what to do. What am I gonna do? Okay, let's tighten this up a bit. And then want to scoop that up like that. Okay. I'm noticing that the thinner brush size is making the lines look a bit more scratchy, which is, here, I'm going to draw, she does kind of have sleeves like that, but that's fine. And then she has another sleeve like that. Rose's sleeves are kind of weird. I still have not decided if this is exactly how I want to draw them, but it's close enough. Okay, same thing with this. So we have this sort of bulbous thing. Yee. Eh. That's annoying. I kind of feel like I'm sorry. I just remembered something that makes me very sad. Like, I wasn't intending to, you know, but it does make me very sad. Okay. I'm sorry. I know I should be entertaining and drawing for the stream, but I just remembered something that makes me very sad. And also my phone just went off. Maybe that'll help distract me. Well, a little bit. Okay. So, well, first off, if this is going to be how her sleeve is, so one of the issues with this sleeve is we have to have it going straight down because Rose is. Wait. Okay. So we need to have this kind of straight. Okay. That's pretty good for a sleeve, yes. I mean, it's not actually a sleeve. It's kind of like more like half of the sleeve just sort of hangs down because of how. Wow, I did not think I could make my lines that straight from this zoom level. That's kind of nice, actually. And then we just kind of go here, and we go here for the second half of the sleeve on the other side. Okay, that's pretty good. Like that, not gonna lie, that's pretty damn good. Now, here's the thing. Okay, so we have. Okay, we have. So Rose wears pants. She usually does wear pants. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with. One moment. Let me open something up real quick so that I can use Rose's leggings as a reference. So I usually, well, I usually, what I used to think that Rose didn't really use leggings all that much. Like, I draw Rose in leggings this one time. However, I was of the opinion that I felt like, okay, so this is her leggings up here. That's not really going to give me the reference I was hoping for. But it's kind of close enough. Okay, I am taking those leggings, using them as a reference. So what I'm going to do over here is... Ooh, this is a really rough... Sort of. This is a very rough... Okay, see, so we have this like this. Actually, you know what? I really like how it sort of... How this line approaches the hips. Or, well, the edge of the thigh, actually. Okay, so that's good. However, I'm still going to need to use a different crap. I don't think... I'm not sure if my computer has the... I'm really not sure if my computer has the processing power to run Blender as well as record as well as run GIMP at the same time. But we're going to find out. Let's see here. Okay, you guys cannot see what I'm doing because I have not uploaded my Blender workspace to OBS Studio, but that's fine. I really just need this real quick. So, alright, looks like my computer can handle it. It's just running a bit slow. Certainly the fact that I'm not streaming in real time helps. Okay, here we go. I can use this as a reference, and what a reference it is. Wow. Okay. Oh, I'm noticing that in this reference image I have over here, Rose actually has a crop top. Okay, so I like that. I'm gonna use this then. So here's what I'm gonna do. So this, of course, is for the boobage. Okay, can't do anything about that. However, I can make the actual edge of her shirt a crop top, and this way Rose's belly is more exposed. Yeah, there we go. And that makes it easy for this line now to be her jeans. Oh, right, I forgot to mention. So one of the reasons why I was hesitant to have Rose wear leggings was because I was afraid, or rather I was worried that it wasn't elegant enough. But after a while I realized that was dumb. And so I just decided, whatever, let me do it. And so there it is. Also, I think Rose is just the way Rose is. She makes things look elegant because Rose is an elegant person. She truly is. Okay, so we have this, and we have this. So I'm going to now draw the part of the leggings that are kind of like the waistband. So one of the things is that there's not too much struggle at this point in the stream because most of the difficult part of the drawing was the anatomy, But once you actually have the anatomy down, and I must confess, I do not believe I have the anatomy down. I am sure I am making so many mistakes, if anyone watching this video would like to give me corrections on my anatomy, I will gladly take those. Um, but you know, at a certain skill level, you really can only focus on improving so much. Like, there's kind of a limit to how much you can improve with one's knowledge of anatomy when it comes to a single pose, and I'm, kind of running up against that, sadly. But once you do have, the anatomy that you have, that one has decided to kind of finalize with clothing and stuff, well, then at that point, it's not really. I mean, there's only so much, you can struggle with. And once you have your anatomy more or less down, then the clothing more or less just becomes the process of following that anatomy. That really is what it is. It's the anatomy itself serves as a guide. Or it serves as something which gets in the fucking way. Either way, the point is that the anatomy becomes that which you're building on top of. And since you have not decided, and since you've decided that the anatomy you're going with is more or less final, well, that's too high. Okay, that's what's going on. Getting the clothing down is mostly just a matter of building on top of the anatomy that you have made. Now, I will say the thickness, the absolute thickness of her anatomy lines does seem to be kind of coming back to haunt me. In a manner of speaking, I don't like that, but, well, I'll just deal with it. Okay, so we gotta get the belt loops. So she has leggings, yes, she does. However, I would say that what she's wearing is actually more along the lines of jeggings, perhaps? I don't actually like drawing girls with straight up leggings that adhere perfectly to the body. I actually want like something that's, I want there to be stuff to the outfit. You know, having the garment actually have things that are, hanging off of it. As opposed to just being like some painted on impossibly thin, super tight fabric. Though I imagine those types of garments have their places as well. So, alas, I suppose since I am making this garment have stuff on it, I guess legging is probably not the best term to use, but oh well. And now, because we have this like here, I can tell you right now. I wasn't planning on giving her camel toe, but it seems like. Ooh, hold on. Let's try keeping the line, but just thinning it out. Well, if a girl's wearing really tight leggings, it does give her camel toe, right? Yeah, I guess it does. So, okay then. Jesus Christ. That's. Well, if we're gonna give her a camel toe, let's at least give her a camel toe that's a bit symmetrical. Please, for the love of Goit. Okay. So that is camel toe. Well, there it is. Yep, camel toe. Isn't it funny how stuff works out? Uh-oh. My music just finished. Ugh. But of course, YouTube still gives me an ad. Well, whatever. Let me just... Oh, never mind, there's another one. That's good. You know what? I do not have time to be searching for music. Oops. To be searching for music when this one ends, so I'm just going to put my playlist on loop. Alright, there we go. So now it looks like she's wearing some sort of legging-ish thing. Nice. So we want to... Ooh. I'm gonna need to make this aspect of the waistband more symmetrical with the other side. There we go. So I feel like it's easy to be lulled into a false sense of confidence with clothing, because on the one hand, you're mostly building on top of the anatomy. So, you know, you'll usually get something that adheres to anatomy pretty well, but that can lull you into a false sense of confidence because you think, oh, well, so long as, you know, my line work adheres to the anatomy, it's perfect. But no, as this clearly sees, you still have to pay attention to things like symmetry and the form of the objects themselves, and make sure that it seems right. And that's actually one of the things that took me a while to really get a hold on, which maybe that's why I like clothing that stands out from the anatomy, because it helps me remember to pay attention to the form, that the form of the clothing that the clothing needs to be, not just the anatomy that needs to be adhered to, at the very least. Okay, so I feel like I could make her camel toe more symmetrical, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. After all, almost all of these lines, and in fact, no, not almost, but all of these lines are in fact going to be done over again in the inking phase. When that happens, I'll be inking with a completely different brush, so it's not that big of a deal. Okay. So we have this right here. So oddly enough, we should have a line right here like this. Now you can't, this is a really bad angle to show off the design of Rose's leggings. Well, the various patches and part of it. So you can't really see why I'm adding another line there, but trust me, it makes sense. There's a reason why I'm adding a line here. And if I ever draw Rose from a different angle, you'll be able to see much more clearly why that line needs to be there. Okay. Now, in the meantime, we're just going to... Okay. Now we need to be careful because, see, I feel like, yeah, because the way her leggings are designed is such that there should be the seam is on the side of the legs like this, but I'm worried about the angle because if you draw the seams too far in, keep in mind her legs are splayed out, so if you draw the seam too far in, it can kind of have a weird effect in that it'll make the legs look really, really skinny. And that's something we got to be careful about. Although I think that this is probably okay. Now, since we have a line going here, we want to kind of do something like that. And then let me just come over here like this. Kind of like that. Okay. Yeah, there we go. You know, wow, okay, that really accentuates her legginess. As a matter of fact, I was really, really underestimating how far I could go with this, but actually, I can do that. That's perfectly fine. Yes, this is gonna look good. Rose is leggy at this point. Very, very leggy. Okay. Oh my god, look at that. That looks gorgeous. That looks absolutely stunning. Oh, I see. I'm on the wrong layer. It's fine. This is art practice, not full illustration practice, so... Ooh, that looks gorgeous. Oh man, Rose. So leggy. Oh. Sorry. I have to fight to keep my head here. Let me see. There we go. That should be better. My head's probably... Yeah, that's a little bit higher. Okay, that's good. Okay, so let me just move in over here like this. You know, I was debating about whether I should show my face on the webcam. I guess that debate has been solved because here I am, but hopefully I don't look too ugly. I'm not normally self-conscious about my appearance, but well, when you're trying to make a living doing something like this, it's something that you suddenly pay more attention to, I suppose. Okay. So I can make this line more pronounced by a long shot. Oh, yes. There we go. Okay. Let's just squeeze this out. Clothing layer, get this out of the way. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what? I just realized how much time has passed. It's been 34 minutes. Wow, that was fast. Damn, this drawing session just straight up went quick. Huh, okay. So, one of the things is, okay, so I need to go back. I need to look at open recent entry 1. I need to look at her. Okay, so like that. So she has stirrup leggings. This means that yeah, there we go. Something like this should do just fine. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wait. That's not right. That's okay. So the seam goes over here to be in the middle of the stirrup. So we want to make sure that that is what we've got. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. We just got to make sure that everything looks nice, tight, tucked and proper, etc. Okay. I like this. I like this very much. There we go. Absolutely gorgeous. That looks great. That looks absolutely wonderful. So we're going to go here. Oh, I'm in the body anatomy. Oops, once again, I'm drawing on the wrong layer. My bad. Well, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. So we have that right there. Okay. Might as well stick to the same layer. I mean, when it comes to line work, it's actually not that big of a deal to accidentally draw on the wrong layer. So I'm just going to leave it as is. And then in the meantime, we're just gonna do something like, look at that, beautiful. When you get the anatomy base down, everything else kind of, well, speeds up pretty thoroughly. It's okay. I don't like this area right here, but I'm not entirely sure. I think it's the camel toe is way too damn pronounced. I mean, nothing wrong with camel toe, but you've got to make sure it's not super duper in your face, It's like, hey, come on, guys. Give us a break. Also, I don't know, maybe it's because I feel like since you've got legging, right? So that means usually when you've got tight fabric tends to smooth stuff out. So you shouldn't. That means that whatever was curved before should not necessarily be as curved after. I think maybe it's a bit hard to say, or maybe it's. Oh, I see. I think this is what it was. You want some lines that make it clear that it's a fabric that's being stretched and therefore has wrinkles. And you do that by adding some thin wrinkles. The trick is you have to make sure that they're in the right direction. Of course, having said that, I also think that reducing the camel toe like this is also a good idea, because it's a fabric, so it's not the surface of the skin itself, and therefore whatever the skin itself would have been doing, due to wrinkles and stuff, the fabric needs to lessen it a little bit, I think. So, okay, so there we go. Now it looks. I'll work on that. We'll work on that. I swear, we will work on that. Okay, here. Let's go back up here to clothing layer. So I can already tell that this right here does not look good. It's too flat. We need to follow the curvature of the body, which is going to be a bit more rounded. Like for real. Oops. That's a bit much. Okay. So we want to show that. Well, the curve over here is pretty good, but over here it seems. Here, we'll just make it a bit more curvy-dervy. So that's that. Well, I'm not entirely sure how I think what needs to be done is, there we go. That makes more sense. Okay. So that works a little bit better, although clearly I think that I need to work on it a little bit more. It's this curve. This curve is too far out. That's what it is. Let me, because that's up here, so this also needs to be at about the same height. Except, is that going to look good? Good question. Let's find out. So this, we want to keep that there. Yeah, it looks better. Okay. So not bad. Let's see. Let me go back to Rose's jeggings in 3D model land so that I can see. Okay, so these curves and everything need to be hammered out and made nice and proper. But for the time being, I think they're fine. They're pretty good. Okay, she needs to have shoes, but I'm probably going to draw those very much last. Let's see here. So that leaves this top, or rather this blouse. Okay, so I am not going to have her blouse be like this. Not on my watch. This is how her old blouse was. But I think her newer blouse, now that I have access to the reference, needs to be a bit different. So what I'm going to do here is, okay. So that is a bit more, yeah, there we go. Bit more form-fitting to the breast. Well, sort of. I mean, I still want there to be, okay, so this is right here. And since this also goes up there, this means, that's too low. That is too low. We need to adjust to something like that, maybe? No, I see. It's this. There we go. That's better. It makes sense, too, because her arm on this side is raised, so that means that the contour of the neckline of the blouse should also be a bit more raised. So since this is like this, okay, right. So something kind. Yeah, there we go. Although I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to notice that it's not exactly how I want it to be, sadly. And then I'm going to have to fix it again, which is upsetting, but oh well. Then again, actually, maybe not. Maybe it looks pretty good. Talk about impressed. Okay. So, and then since we have this like this, what we want to do is maybe something like this. Okay, I like that a lot. Especially since, and then this aspect of her arm is not, or of her blouse is not going to be shown, so we'll just leave that there. Okay, now then, let's get this stuff taken care of. So, probably first thing that needs to be noticed is we want to clean that up a bit. Clean it up. Okay. Well, so much for cleaning it up. Yeah, doesn't look right. Doesn't look right, but we're almost done. I legitimately did not expect that that this aspect of the stream would be finished so soon. I legitimately was thinking that it was going to take me quite a bit longer to block out the clothing. It's 49-50 minutes. Well, we are getting just about at the end of the stream. Sadly. Quite sadly. But that's fine. This is a pretty good stopping point in any case. I do want to do a little bit more with the edging of the clothing, but for now, okay, now time to do something that's going to hurt. Oh, what's going on? Why can't I erase this? It hurts. It hurts. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Why? No. I put in so much work trying to get it. But alas, the boobies were. Well, the contour of the flesh of the boobies themselves was only meant to be a guide. That's all it ever was intended to be. And also, by erasing it, now I see how I need to make this straighter. And so it works. Ah! Damn it, move! Get your shit out of the way! Chonky donk. Damn, girl, you looking thick. Looking real thick. I guess I'll just erase this right here. After all, we don't want the lines to be thick at this point in the illustration. Let's see here. And, okay. So, wow. Okay. So we are looking pretty damned good. Yes, I really like this. Okay, we're getting there. Although something's wrong with her leg. I think when I was fixing the leg here, I drew it too far to the left. As a result, her balance looks like she's slightly off, but it's fine. It's fine. It'll work. So it looks like the next stream, I've still got clothing to do. There's going to be more adjustments made to the clothing here, so that's fine. But for the next stream, I'm probably going to do a bit more of the hair and the face, which usually that's the fun part. Oh, and I still got to get her heels, so there's that. But also, this sword needs to be fixed. She needs a better sword because this one looks terrible. But yeah, okay. After all, this is working. I like this. I like this very much. So that's drawing practice. Let me just save this, and I'm gonna stop recording. And yeah, thanks for